boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Lennox Smith. Oh boy. Lennox Smith.
Yes. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me loud, clear? Are you hearing me clearly?
Yes, loud and clear. In order to get rid of the static, you have to drop lock off on your side. Go ahead, Lennox Smith.
All right, all right. Well, of course, good morning to all and sundry. I know that on YouTube and on Facebook, as far as the corridor transformation is concerned, you have been, of course, enjoying the videos that were being played. But we have to try our best to continue to work regardless of the challenges, because the devil works, and of course, Murphy's law is one that says if something is to go wrong, it will at the worst possible time. So but we have not grown disaccustomed or unaccustomed to such challenges, and therefore this morning is another one of them. I don't know if we could pick up, we have not tested it as yet, but certainly we are going to be doing that in the future to see whether or not we can transfer the technology to where it is working for that particular period, and we forego certain aspects of it. So this morning is a good testing morning to see whether or not, because on this side I am of the view that things are working as we expect, but of course there seem to be some other challenges for which we have not catered, and therefore this is part and parcel of the challenges and of the experiences that we must engage in as we move forward. I'm talking directly through the system that has been established.
But what is on the headliners this morning, my brother?
All right, just now let me just see if I can get those online involved as well. All right, let me see. No, it doesn't seem so. All right, that being as it may, let me just look at some of the headlines. Quite a few headlines this morning, of course, as per usual, is Trinidad, and some people say it's not a real place. But UNC, of course, is calling, wants answers from the central bank on the bank's cash reserves statement, monetary policy that said that they are going to reduce the retaining of funds by banks reduce it by 4%, so it moved from 14% to 10%. And of course, the questions are being asked as to why. Trevor Farrell and of course Brown as well, former minister in the Ministry of Finance under the PNM administration, obviously has been questioning as to whether or not that was done to accommodate further borrowing by the government. Which of course by that one gesture, by that stroke of the pen, will free up some $4 billion. And of course, Trevor Farrell is saying in a time when foreign exchange is extremely difficult to get, and there's a strain on our foreign exchange, why such a monetary policy at this point in time? And it appears, according to him, he said, of course, he gave a proviso indicating that he may be wrong, but out of an abundance of caution, he said that. But what the gesture is signaling that the bank is freeing up that money so that the government could get it. That's essentially what he is saying. The freeing up an additional $4 billion so that the government could get it. To do, of course, their continued mismanagement, their inability to treat with foreign policies and or businesses that will, of course, augment the GDP in Trinidad and Tobago. We have a drying up of foreign direct investment. And therefore, in such circumstance, these economists are extremely concerned as to why the central bank today will ask the commercial banks and reduce their reserve to reduce what they have to hold in stock, so to speak, and free up $4 billion in the process. And it is assumed that it is for the government to, of course, engage in its activities. Of course, the Minister of Finance, as per usual with this administration, he says that it is nothing unusual. Well, I want to tell Imsbert that it was extremely unusual